Yo, yo. What up, G? Good to see you all. Marnie,
Hello.
what's going down? Do you think I can pull the tag off this?
Well, it depends whether you want to wear it or you want to keep it as a keepsake.
I want to have it. I probably won't wear it, but I'll have it.
Well, then I'd keep it on. I keep the tag on some of my Matilda stuff. I wear all my Matilda stuff. Never mind, I take it back. I take my tags off. Oh my God, I forgot to wear. I was outraged listening to Wacky Willy Wednesday this morning.
Fair
and
enough.
the slander against rugby league when it is the state of origin tomorrow.
But surely you agree the Perth Bears are fucked, yeah?
Sure, yeah, I don't give a fuck. I care about the Rabbitohs and I care about New South Wales. That's it.
I just like this idea that I'm in a one-sided fight with
Yeah,
rugby
and
league
it's
now.
funny.
Like I'm the only one who cares about the size of the sport.
I just had a very profound thought.
Yeah.
Go Blues.
I think I'm going to go for Penrith Panthers.
Fuck, are you why?
You know
They
what
just
it
won 5 premierships
Yeah.
in a row.
Yeah.
You know
They're
how
not going to
many-
get a fucking another one.
That's why I'm like, maybe I hop on now.
No,
like
no.
full bandwagon. Because I go for Tottenham, who are the worst team in the world, apart from they're going to win the Europa Cup, maybe.
Go for the Dolphins. Yeah, they need the help.
No, I don't want. I want to go for the best team.
We got so many emails about the fact that it's not called the Penrith Panthers Westfield or
The
whatever.
RSL
It was
is
so
called
funny. It was so funny. Like just people got really hung up on that, and I was like, "Wow!"
Yeah, I bet they do.
Well, let's say hello to everyone. Hey,
Thank you,
everyone.
Richo, for the 5.
It's kind of like if someone walked in here who has no idea about league was like, I think I'm going to go for Collingwood. Like, don't
Yeah.
go for
But that's
no,
what happens all the
don't.
fucking time.
But no,
That's-
who's the team that always? It's like Hawthorn or like a team or like Geelong, maybe Geelong.
I feel like Collingwood does it all the time. Like Matt Preston, you know, when I first moved over
No,
here. you
but
know,
what I'm saying, as far as like just a drenched in success team. So like
Sure.
an hour and a half from Sydney, an hour and a half from Melbourne. They win all the time. They have built in. Everyone wants to live there because their family's from there. It's Geelong. I can't go for Penrith.
Why don't we
thank you.
all go for the Bears? So
We
that
no,
can-
because we all go for the Rabbitohs.
No, we'll get that
Stop.
Perth. We don't have any sponsors in Sydney, but
I'll go for
Perth.
the Papua New Guinea team. How
We can
about
get-
that?
Okay,
Oh yeah,
that's acceptable.
I'm into that too.
That's acceptable.
Do you reckon we could get some Papua New Guinea listeners?
Yep.
No.
I'm trying to find
Can
my
we
angle
be
here.
sent to Papua New Guinea?
Yeah,
Right,
mean-
can we go to Papua New Guinea?
please,
Live.
Daddy Broden.
Please.
Hey guys, just every week, just so you know, there's still plenty of tickets available for the Papua New Guinea show. Now 50% off, guys. Just want to mention that again. Maybe you want to travel to Papua New Guinea and see the show.
Yeah.
We have plenty of room. Let's say hello to everyone. Hey, Big Johnny D,
Yeah, thank you,
Hey, Johnny D.
Richo, for the 5.
as always.
As always, what do you call him?
Sure, it's AI Moneybags.
Moneybags Richo. No, he's personally keeping us afloat, I think.
Thank you for tuning in from Birmingham.
We're going there
No, I think
we're
we killed Birmingham this time because it was such
for
a
the.
depressing
No, we'd
place.
killed Bath.
Oh, you're right. Actually, I think you're right. Yeah.
Birmingham's not depressing, Tom. You're crazy.
No, it was. It was one of the most depressing concrete jungles I've ever been to.
That's true. Why would you live there? Apart from you like it.
Well, and if you got a cool job there, then fucking ripper.
I'll quickly rank the UK cities if you don't mind.
Sure.
Manchester number 1.
Oh my God, can I, when you're done,
Bristol
complain
number
about
2.
something so hard?
Yep. Bristol number 2.
2 shows in Birmingham.
London number 3. UK, I'm going to have to include Glasgow. Glasgow next. And then that'll do it, I think. Cardiff. We're not doing Cardiff.
I've never been to Cardiff.
I love Cardiff.
Matt,
to do a Welsh
we
show.
got Japan in the chat. Matt, are you from Japan? Are you? Because I would love to do the footy in Tokyo.
Yeah,
Can
that
we
would
do
be
a
fun.
show in Tokyo?
Especially if you pay for us to go, bro.
Can we go?
Yeah, I mean, like, if
For our
there-
Christmas present, can we all go
what's
to
the
Tokyo?
number? What's the number of people in Japan who would say I would come to your show in Tokyo?
6.
I think it's 50.
Oh, fuck
break-
yeah, that's worth it. Let's do it.
To break even, though, we'd need it probably 1,000. So
Really?
I think so.
Do the
It'd
math.
be quite expensive.
start the campaign
So let's
now.
say,
We're staying in the tube hotels.
yeah, okay, sweet. But I still think it costs us
I'm not staying
probably
in that.
$7,000 to get us 3 over there. What do you reckon?
It's cheaper than you
3
think.
return flights? How much is 3 return flights? Let's work this out.
6 to 7.
And then, so let's say $7,000, and then we'll put up our own per diems and our own accommodation because we really want to go. Free flights, right?
Right.
So $7,000. So we need, on average, you work it out to be about 50%.
I'll tell you the
comes to
pathway to
artist.
this. I'll tell you the pathway to
So
this.
you need to make $14,000 of net income. So if we charge $30 a ticket, well, we could go 40 in Japan. What do you reckon? No, the dollar's weaker over there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite easy.
So
yeah.
let's go 20. So we need to make 14,000 net to cover our flights.
So what's
So if we divide that by 20,
14,000 divided by 50 people.
we need to sell 700 tickets in Tokyo to make it worth it.
Easy. Now, Tom, here's how we do it, right? You're drinking Suntory.
Yeah, I love this Boss Ice Vanilla Latte.
Oh, you know-
Goodbye diet.
But also, Asahi
yeah,
owns CUB.
everything.
They own Great Northern.
They own you, I'm pretty sure. Right?
Asahi. So we say, hey, we pair with some sort of beer or Pepsi or whatever. And we go to Japan thanks to the good people at Asahi.
Yeah. This is Coke as well.
Make that
let's get rid
happen.
of them.
No, I got nothing left. Italy for Italian round? I don't think there is one, Rach. It's a funny thing to say though. Rach
Oh my
low
God,
key
it's so,
funny.
have you not seen the Italian round stuff?
No.
I am losing my mind. It is so fucking funny. It's so funny. So I tweeted just the people that are having a meltdown over Indigenous round approving why we need Indigenous round. And then people from the Catholics of the AFL Twitter account that just trolls everything I do. Just like, we need to have an Italian round. And then someone else jumped on like full serious, like full earnestness, being like, I'm an Italian person. I would love an Italian round. If the Indigenous people get 2 weeks, why can't we get a week?
Italian round.
And then other people started making memes. Like there's oh God, I'm gonna get her name wrong, but it's like Marcus Montempelli, just as like the name. Do you know? Yes, it's Barcus Montempelli, and she did. She made art of Marcus and Liba in like all Italian stuff. It's so.
Could we call
Italian
it Pizza
round.
and Pasta Round brought to you by La Porchetta?
Yeah.
So did someone sincerely say we need an Italian round and then?
It made me laugh so much, and so I'm just seeing a lot of like people jumping on Italian round, and
It's
it's
pretty
so
impressive. We've got a
funny.
new element that camera can do. It can cut to.
Paddy
Cut
holding up shit.
to.
As long as Marnie's talking the whole time, it should work out.
All right, folks, let's do this. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Let's do it. Is it officially Sir Doug Nicholls round, or is it rolling? Is it round 10 and Sir Doug
Yes,
Nicholls round?
there's 2 weeks of it because so everyone team can get a home game.
First week of Sir Doug Nicholls round is what I'll say.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, folks, it's my favourite time of the year. The first week of Sir Doug Nicholls round. I hope you're ready. Marnie's here. Tom's here. We're ready to bounce that.
Pill.
Great.
There's so much.
G'day, everybody, and welcome to the Footy with Marns. Thursday morning. It's getting cold in the morning.
It is. No, it is. When I left my house this morning, I was like, I'm going to need a puffer jacket. And then about 10 minutes later, I was like, no, I don't.
It's that period of the. I wake up and I go, I can't get out of bed. It's so cold.
Yeah.
And then during the day, I'm like, I need to take off my jumper. But it's that journey happens every day.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to do.
You know what
about
some people say?
What?
4 seasons in one day.
Oh, that's a yes. That no, and you are right. That is a Melbourne thing. It is a Melbourne. Yeah, absolutely right. Marnie, what's going on?
Oh, life. I wish I had a good answer for that.
It's good to see you.
Likewise.
Tom, how are you?
So good, mate. Thank you. So good to be here.
I haven't seen you since all of today writing music for the Auntie Don tour Drem.
Yeah, a lot of funny stuff going on. Get your tickets to Drem.
I'm
You want to come
excited.
see Drem?
I'll come.
Marnie, you're going to come to Drem?
Yep.
When's
yeah.
the US tour?
Announced?
Yeah.
It's announced, but it's on sale on Friday. So get your tickets for the US.
Cool.
Even if you're in Perth.
Yeah, even if you're Perth, we need it. We need it.
I'm going to Perth on Friday.
Yeah, it's going to be really
How
fun.
many shows are you doing?
2.
Going to get that steak for Dad.
Oh, yeah, I've got that room. With
And the dessert bento box.
the dessert bento box, which we had, we all shared when we performed this tour in Perth. The Footy went there last year, had a great time. I'm sitting in front of Melbourne's Sir Doug Nicholls round Guernsey, which has been designed by, and I'm doing a full flex here, my friend, Kevin Crepignery, who is our mate this Saturday. The chat we have with Kev, we just recorded. It comes out on Saturday. He talks so eloquently and beautifully about this Guernsey. I'll let him do that. But low key, it's the funniest story. I met him over a decade ago doing comedy. We did comedy together. Lovely guy, really funny. And then one day on his Instagram, he said, "My son got drafted today, Cozzy Pickett." I was like, what the fuck? And so it's this bizarre thing where I know Cozzy's dad and he's the coolest dude and he's joined by a very special guest. Have you seen all the great Guernseys?
I actually haven't gone through them yet.
No, I haven't seen him either.
I mean, like, I sometimes feel it is a little bit reductive to just go through and say that's all the round is.
Yes.
And just go, oh, that's a good Guernsey. There's so much more going on. And I think we're living in such a complicated time with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander players in the AFL and how they're being treated and the different issues that come up around it. So it can be reductive to just talk about the Guernseys, but also at the same time, I think it's really important to celebrate how fantastic they are. This basket weaving stuff that is on the top of the D's one, for example, he talked through, and it's very, very cool. And they are the more they're worn, the better, I think.
Yeah, I would definitely encourage every one of their respective fan bases to read up on their Guernseys.
Shit, yeah. This is, and there's the Melbourne. There's this one, but it's also in a light blue one as well, which I actually thought was my preference for it.
Yeah.
Who's going? I realised I haven't been to the Footy in weeks, and I usually go like multiple times a week.
Who did Melbourne play this week?
Brisbane in
Sorry,
Brisbane.
who did Narn play this week?
Brisbane in Brisbane.
Oh, sorry.
And then next week we play Sydney in Melbourne, and but I usually go to as many games as I can.
We should all go to Essendon Western Bulldogs and we can support me.
Where is
feeling
that?
sad. Marvel.
Saturday night.
Saturday night.
I'll be in Perth. But
We'll go.
Not for me.
Okay, can I take your kids?
Yes,
Make
you
them little
can.
bombers?
Absolutely. Give us a 9 off, mate.
Marnie, have you noticed that you keep going to Essendon wins?
I do. I know. Shitty games, but I've been going to those games with people who aren't mad footy people. And so they don't understand that they're watching bad football. They just know that they're watching a close game, and they've been very exciting.
How good was this close round of football? Did you?
The closest round in AFL era.
Yeah.
The average margin of 10.33 points.
It was unfolding as we were recording, and we hours after we recorded, it was the headline was best round ever, and we were kind of just like, this is a very good round.
Yeah, it was
We were
sort of
like,
happening.
oh, this one's
We
close.
knew it had been really close at the start, but by the end of our record, it was really close because we thought the last
Jesus
one would be a
Christ.
blowout.
Yeah, so yeah, it literally ended up being the D's and Hawthorn being the only two that wasn't close, but it was cool. Shall we crack into news?
Yeah, sure.
It's time for the news with Marnie Vinyl.
Oh, what'd she say?
We get our news from a trusted source, the national provider, the ABC. Marnie is here as a member of this show, though, but also works at the ABC, is a Quill Award-winning journalist, and hit me in the head with a tray today.
And have the most fucked up super system I've ever come across.
Oh, I'm
Excuse
so
me?
sorry, Tom. I can't get paid super from doing this podcast for an entire year because the ABC are like, no outside. So anyway, it's just so government. It's
fucked
so
up.
funny.
It's so funny. I'll tell the
Have you
story
been on
one
the
day.
phone to them again? This
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
The first 10 minutes of our podcast is not the place to discuss your superannuation
week? Sorry,
situation.
but it's funny.
It's crazy. It's the most ABC thing I've ever heard.
Give me her super, I want it.
Yeah, sure.
Marnie, what's the leading news of the day?
Well, since we talked about Mother's Day, since the two of you talked about Mother's Day and you caught Elle, it was lovely. It's Annie's birthday today.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes.
Do you want to give her a special shout out?
Annie, you the bomb. And thank you. She Annie is in the world of footy, will look up the scores to see if I'll be happy or sad, which is nice.
She can plan appropriately.
My favorite moment of Annie in my footying world. She's very supportive. She goes to the
Legend.
D's now, even though she grew up an Essendon fan.
I'll change that.
Yeah, probably could. And she was in bed. It was during COVID. We're in our tiny little apartment, and the D's. It's 2021. The D's are playing in Geelong, and we are playing awfully. And I'm unregulatedly going off my nut, like miserable, punching bins. And she's trying to sleep. And then we slowly come back, and then Gorney is kicking after the siren. He kicks us in front. We will become the minor premiers. We win the game. I go the most ape I've ever gone, like complete ape shit. I run into the bed, and I just start bouncing her like a basketball on the bed. Like, yeah! She's like asleep. Yes! It was the greatest. And so she's had to live with that. And she came out like 10 minutes later, she goes, you need to regulate how you behave. I was like, you don't understand. You don't understand. But no, yeah, cheers, Annie. And also for being in Mug that time. And that's
Yeah, that was
ruining
funny.
my
Ruined your
brand.
career, yeah.
Don't watch that. Cheers, Marnie. We're going out for dinner after this, Annie and I.
Yeah, I know. I was like, we're losing you more as a everyday man going for another fancy ass dinner.
Thought I'd take her to the Sporting Globe. Thought we'd get a couple of, real treats. They put footy on the tellies. It's great.
I remember this time last year then, you went to Attica, right?
True.
And then you said you would take us and you never did. I've just remembered.
Well, get your super fucking sorted and we'll see where we go. And I'm going to take Paddy as well.
We'll never be able to go Bar Romantica because it's shut.
Yeah.
I'm so
Twice.
upset. I'm so upset.
That's a bummer.
All right. Mitch Cleary is vindicated and Broden Kelly has an added spring in his step after reports Luke Jackson is set to request a trade back to Melbourne.
Thank you for leading with this. Can you tell me the trusted newspaper source that shared this?
The West Australian.
My favourite newspaper.
So Cleary reported this back in early March, March 2nd, that Victorian clubs headlined by Melbourne were planting seeds, believing that they could lure Jackson back to Victoria. And he got slammed a little bit for that across, you'll never guess, Twitter. But now he's vindicated-ish because the West Australian said that he is set to request a trade back at the season's end. We'll wait to see if this actually eventuates. But Max Gawn on Triple M this week also had the quote.
Nick in the morning.
Yeah. There are many people. Well, he also said leading into this quote, he was saying that West Australia is a really great place to be if you're a young man and you're partying or whatever, and then you go back as a bit more of an adult and it's not a vibe anymore.
Yeah.
It's how would you know? Anyway, he said there are many people that have had a trade back to WA and then come back. Not mentioning one, but could be potentially coming back soon. So that's a bit of a nod, wink to Jackson coming back. Even though Luke did say in a presser, I will definitely stay at Freo. But there are reports that off-field issues have escalated and he wants to come back to Melbourne.
I can give my opinion.
Please.
I think it's good that he's coming back to Melbourne, and I think it'll be good when he's on my team. And I've had multiple people say to me in the last 24 hours, so it's the double ruck's not working at Freo, so he's going to go play with the best ruckman in the league. I'm like,
it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, he won a flag playing
at second ruck. And also Max Gawn can't play forever, mate. So,
well, Max is 33 and Luke's 23.
Yeah.
So that is, wait, I'll do it. 10 years difference.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Luke Jackson could be the next captain, take over from Gorney.
Oh,
I don't know if he's.
I don't know about that. But contextually, he did go to Freo on $900,000 a season with a contract that is
gets you a
until
bloody
the end
coffee
of
over there. 2029.
So it's a 7-year deal that he signed with Freo.
Yeah, hell yeah. I think 900 is cheap for him, actually, to be honest. When you look at what De Koning is potentially about to go get at St Kilda.
100%, yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But,
it's long way to go, but I think it was good.
Broden's doing what I would call keeping the lid on.
You can take the lid off.
I've had some... No, I'm not even going to go there. I'll talk about this in 6 months' time.
That's funny.
Tom, I know Tom
He's
so well.
He's the worst. He can't keep his mouth shut.
Move on.
I haven't seen you laugh like that.
I just know.
I'm in a good mood.
I know Tom. I know Tom. I've known Tom since year 7.
Yeah.
I sat next to Tom in 7G in year 7.
Yeah, misspeak.
I can say 2 words and he knows exactly where I'm going with something.
That's actually a beautiful relationship.
Yeah, he's my wife. He's my husband. I know.
Yeah.
Spend all day, every day with this man. And he's laughing. I know what he's laughing at, but it's indecipherable.
It is indecipherable.
He's lost his Also, he's dying. Look at this man. Your super killed him, Marnie.
I'm sorry, Tom.
Okay, that's good news. This is good news.
Also to point out that Luke Jackson's on a career high disposals and hitouts this year. So even though there's all this talk about how the ruck situation is not working at the Dockers, he's still having a pretty good year personally. You're looking like you're trying not to laugh.
Yeah, he's gone. He's crazy. But no, yeah, he's a great player, and I'd love to have him back at Melbourne. I think we have a very good history with Fremantle, and I don't mean to be rude about this, but we traded Jesse Hogan to them for pick 5. We got Stephen May for.
Yeah.
And then Jesse Hogan stopped playing and they went to GWS for free. I think Ed Langdon was pick 22 and some pick swaps. And if we get Jackson back, I feel bad for Walup because he's a gun and they were building around him. But then also they're in a weird period right now. I know his partner is from Victoria as well, I believe.
Oh, sure.
Which is something that I've heard. I'm going to get off the forums though for the teeth. But yes, great news so far.
All right, let's tackle this umpire fiasco that's been going on this week because it's a lot of moving parts to it. Would you like a timeline of the leaked audio that revealed that umpires knew about Lachie Schultz's injury and continued to let play continue? No, that's what I wrote.
Continue to let play continue, yeah.
Despite the AFL releasing a statement saying umpires weren't aware. Can I just do that
Sure.
again?
Jeez.
Okay.
The leaked audio that revealed that umpires knew about Lachie Schultz's injury and continued to let play go on despite the AFL releasing a statement later in the week saying that umpires weren't aware that he was injured.
What happened here?
Alrighty, Roo. So we've got the game on Thursday night. Lachie Schultz is clearly concussed. We've all seen the vision because it's doing the rounds. He is
Big hit.
big hit. He's very wobbly off his feet. His arms involuntarily go in the air, which is a clear sign of a head injury. And play continues. So the Magpies go inside 50. Jamie Elliott goes for goal. And then
Kicks said goal.
Schultz is then helped from the ground. And then at the conclusion of the game, Darcy Moore questioned why play wasn't stopped. And as he said, it was, it's pretty worrying that happened. And then the following day, off the back of that questioning, the AFL released a statement saying the play should have been stopped so that Lachie Schultz could be seen to, but the 4 field umpires weren't aware that he was injured. Then we fast forward to Tuesday night, and on Agenda Setters, they revealed audio that revealed that the umpires were aware. So the audio was an umpire saying, "We have an injured player in the middle. I'm watching. We are okay. And then you can hear an umpire say to a player on the field, "We can only stop the play if the ball is coming near or if they instruct us to do so." Same night, Laura Kane said that the AFL take full responsibility, and she takes full responsibility for what happened, but she said that the AFL were given the wrong information by the umpires. Tom Morris reported on Footy Classified that a lot of the umpires were unhappy with this implication because it implies that, it says that they lied.
Yeah.
That they lied to the AFL and they gave the AFL wrong information that the AFL then gave to the public. There's obviously a lot of questions around the due diligence of that. It's like, why didn't the AFL listen to the audio? Because it's there. They know it's there. The umpires, as soon as they put the vests on 20 minutes before the game, everything that they say is being recorded. And I think that Ray Chamberlain had some good stuff to say on News Breakfast about this. I wish I could.
He's everywhere.
He's loving it. He's
Mr.
loving
Media.
doing media.
Why isn't he on here yet?
Yeah, good point.
He might be here.
You can get him now as well because he's not. Before you'd have to go through the AFL.
I'll just DM his Instagram, just come here and see if it gets of him.
Or you could go through the ABC.
Oh, yes.
Anyway, Razor Ray said that the audio is really an insurance policy for the umpires. And from his point of view, they did everything that they were supposed to in terms of they okay, I don't know what I'm saying then.
Yeah, no.
he
says it's okay what they've...
Well, in terms of like they were wearing the audio vests, he was like, what are we being so deceitful about? What are we lying about? What was the possible reason to mislead the AFL?
Yeah.
So he's very strong that why would the umpires lie? What possible reason do the umpires have to lie here? They have the audio. They use that as an insurance policy. Why would they be deceitful?
So is it just them potentially forgot? Or they...
Well, the AFL's full of shit and they're lying, telling some porkies.
That's what he's implying.
So, yeah, it's a...
So they've thrown the umpires under the bus potentially because one of the umpires did like 9 grand finals and is highly respected, right? So it's interesting.
The AFL has said, we spoke to the umpires and they said we didn't know.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the umpires maybe said, we never said that. And then the audio's come out and the AFL's gone, they lied to us.
Yep.
Yeah.
but we take full responsibility, but they lied to us.
Yeah, because they are us in a way. Like the umpires are the AFL, right? In a sense, they're saying it's not good enough and it's our fault. But
Marnie's going to read a new statement from Laura Kane, and while you're doing that, I'm going to take a pivot that's kind of related. I don't know if the AFL is corrupt, but I'll tell you who is corrupt: the NBA. The NBA is a corrupt work. It is a scripted organization.
Yeah.
Luka Doncic was traded to the Lakers, and the NBA said, "We will give you pick one. We will cheat the draft lottery and give you pick one when this happens." They had a 1.6% chance of getting the number one pick, Dallas, and they got it.
Yeah, it's happened multiple times as well.
Yes, Zion as well.
Yeah, and the Cavs got pick number one once LeBron left. Yeah, to Lakers.
They are a corrupt organization. Now back to the AFL.
So this is a statement from Laura Kane provided by David Zeta, Fox Footy, on X. Our process in determining what happened Thursday night failed, and that we take full responsibility. Today we have determined there was a miscommunication from members of the umpiring department, not the field umpires, which formed the basis of our initial public statement on Friday. Those team members have been counselled and reminded of the importance of ensuring our process is fully followed regarding these types of incidents, and in this instance, it was not. Because they really like the word counsel at the moment.
Yeah,
that's
a safe way of
buzzword.
saying we put them in a room and yelled at them.
There's a big fight, and they yelled at them back and said, "Don't you say that we lied, and don't you? It's a miscommunication." There's a whole.
There's a hole there.
But clearly, there's like some issue at the root of it as well, as like the umpires were scared to halt play as well. I feel like that's the biggest red flag for me.
Yeah, well, and because we were discussing just earlier today that in the opening round of the AFL, the umpires were under all kinds of heat for stopping play because Nick Dacos was cramping.
Yeah.
And so they've obviously been instructed follow off the back of that.
Unless we tell you to, and then in this circumstance, no one told them to stop, so they just kept going.
Yeah, and obviously like concussions and head injuries are very serious, and we all have seen the vision 1,000 times. Like, make sure that Lockie is okay. That is the priority in that instance. But umpires are doing the best they possibly can. Like, no one is intentionally not giving a shit about an injured player. Like, they're trying to do the best job they possibly can. And I think that Razor Ray, before all of this leaked audio stuff, he was on 360 on Monday. He really is everywhere. But he had some really interesting things to say, I think, about how pressure is mounting to make umpires full-time because they are under so much pressure for all the incorrect calling of crucial in-game decisions. For example, the Cozzy Pickett tripping non-call.
Was it a trip?
Well, who knows?
It was a trip.
And so there's all this pressure on them. There's all these eyes on them. We know that it's a really hard job to do, and yet they're not full-time.
And I don't like that the guy who works with Sportsbet.
Yeah. I've been really strong on, we talked about it on this pod a lot, but I'm really strong that I think they should be full-time as well. I know Broden doesn't necessarily agree with me always, but I think it is one of those things where it's like, if you want to counsel and coach these people and give them a hard time about making these mistakes, well, you better be fucking paying them really well and looking after them as well.
I
you know
agree.
what I mean? Like,
But
that's my 2 cents.
Isn't it they don't want to be?
But it doesn't matter. I feel like it doesn't matter because they can go work for Sportsbet on the side. It's like, no, you work for us. You show up and you do a great job because we're employing you full time. You work for us, you represent us, and we'll, counsel and coach you as we need to as well because you work for us. Whereas now it feels like this part-time gig where take it or leave it because I work for Sportsbet too,
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. But they also, in that recording, they see that someone's down and don't do the right thing.
Yeah.
So they mishandled that.
Well, they're talking to each other through that. And so they're also saying, like when the first bit of the recording, we have an injured player in the middle, I am watching. So he's saying,
right.
So he's alerting. And then if he's not told, because in the next bit of audio you hear, we can only stop play if the ball is coming near or if they instruct us to do so. So they were not instructed to stop play.
So, but I guess the problem is that they said we didn't see him, but they saw him is the problem in that, coming back to the rhetoric that was given out by the AFL.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that's the AFL's mistake.
But it comes back to is the rule that if someone's down, you got to stop the game? Because they've also been criticised the other way for someone pulls up with cramp and they stop the game.
Yeah.
So I don't think it is. But if there was a turnover and the ball started going the other way, they would have stopped immediately, whether they got told to or not.
Right.
Yeah, but they looked like the ball's not coming near, so we let it go, and that's what we're told not to.
Yeah.
So, but I think if it was immediately kicked in the other direction, then they probably would have taken over, call or not.
Interesting.
Yep.
we've not solved this. We've purely talked about it.
No, but I've been really happy with my pontification. So
Me too.
And I'm pretty happy that I got the NBA is corrupt on the record.
yeah, exactly.
It truly is money. Like, it's not even up for debate anymore. It's wrestling. It's WWE. I can't believe this, Marnie. Are you across this?
Oh, wait, I thought you were talking about the NBA.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yes, because Krista Silva, my colleague, tweeted that it was rigged, and it got up to like 42,000 likes, and it was really overwhelming watching all of America just jump on it.
It's corrupt.
Yeah.
I can't even Marnie. It's unbelievable. Anyway, what other news we got?
Just as a bit of a wrap up, Sydney hopeful to regain Joel Amadi. He has to prove his fitness for their game against Carlton, and Callum Mills is a chance to return at some level. So that wording, you assume he's coming back through the VFL. Taylor Adams returned through the VFL, so that's last Saturday. So that's good for Sydney in terms of getting some of their list back. They had a third of their senior list missing. That's wild. No wonder they lost it.
Losers.
Well, sure, imagine losing to Essendon.
Are you going to Essendon this? You are, aren't you? Against the Dogs.
No, I'm working actually. I just remembered. Sorry. I forgot.
No, fair enough.
I might be there actually. I'll just be there in a work capacity, so I will be fully neutral.
You sneak me in, get some of those vegan pasties going.
Yeah.
Marnie, I got some exciting news.
Please.
Kako was at my Coles.
That is exciting.
Yeah.
We almost share a Coles, right? You live near me.
No, I would never go to your Coles.
Okay. That's rude.
Yeah, fair enough.
And Zach Reid is fine. This is obviously now with my little Essendon hat on because I have a bit of an echo chamber. And so Twitter was very upset because Zach Reid looked like he came off training with a lower back injury after copying a knee to the lower back, but media confirmed that he's fine.
Great. I love that.
Great stuff.
Tippin?
Good news. Time for Tippin. Toppin. We're in New Zealand. Time for Toppin. Let's top.
Tipping.
I'm
Tipping.
going to do this in Kiwi accent. Kia ora. Let's do some tipping. Hello, Marnie.
It's very funny.
My name's Broden. I want to do
Very,
some
very
tipping.
funny.
Tom, are you ready to tip?
Yeah, I'm so ready to tip, Broden.
Why are you doing the South African one?
That's the one I've got in my head because of the Bride Burgers.
Oh, bra,
The
bro.
what?
The Bride Burgers.
The what?
Do you know about the Bride Broges? No. There's this girl from South Africa and she loves, what do they call Bride
Bride
Broges?
Burgers.
Bride Brogies.
Which is a barbecued toasted sandwich with like onion and ham in it.
She does songs. I love the Bride Brogies. And it's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. You
it's-
gotta get around it.
What it isn't is tipping. And that's what we're here to talk about, Marnie. And it starts tonight at TO Stadium in Darwin, Larrakia country, Tom. Between Gold Coast Suns, who never lose there, going for how many in a row? 6?
At Darwin?
Yeah.
6, yeah.
Larrakia country. They're going, that's a great primetime game, by the way, against Hawthorn.
Yeah, I'm so fucking hyped for this. And you know why I'm number one most hyped?
Why?
Because Hawthorn went there on Monday. Normally the teams don't come up till Thursday. They don't acclimatise. They don't get ready. They lose. Hawthorn will show up because they'll be acclimatised.
What will they be?
Acclimatised.
What do you
But
think?
then again, we're playing on Thursday, so it's only like 3 days actually.
That's enough time to go to the Darwin War Museum, see the,
Yeah.
these interesting stuff there. You can get in the tube with a crocodile.
Yeah. Would you do that?
No, I think leave the crocs alone. Let them just live their life, actually.
Yes, I agree. I so
Yeah.
hard agree.
Yeah. But there's
Oh, you do it, Tom?
I'm just having a laugh.
Tom doesn't like
For
to leave
me,
the hotel.
actually, I like animal cruelty. Actually,
Darwin, right?
Yeah.
For Auntie Donna. Last tour we did, and this is not a brag, but we sold out. We went to sold out Melbourne, sold out Perth, sold out London, New Zealand, Auckland, New York, Chicago, Boston,
Seattle,
Darwin,
Vancouver.
Darwin, half full.
Like, we won't be coming back here.
I would love to come back and do shows in Darwin, but they don't come to the fucking show.
That's kind of funny.
So I'll never go back there, unfortunately. But I'm tipping Gold Coast.
Yeah, because I tipped Bulldogs and I was an error.
I bragged about it at the time, but
I
then
know
I
you
had a heart attack on that during the game because it was so close. I think Hawks get this because they've acclimatised.
It's a good point that you make, but I would like Gold Coast to win this.
Yeah, it'll be Devo to me. But I think Hawthorn. I'm going Hawthorn by 15.
Well said, both of you. Well argued, both of your points.
No, I love the Suns. I'm Mr. Positive. Suns, guys. Suns by 15.
Well, less well argued.
Okay.
Friday night, SCG on the land of the Gadigal people. Sydney Swans taking on Carlton. This is really, really, really interesting.
I know.
actually.
I'm really excited about this. I hope it's close. I do not want this to be a boring game.
So I think I
love this.
went to this game last year.
Oh yeah.
Sydney versus Carlton in at the SCG. I'm pretty sure. Do you remember?
I think you did. That I think it was 2 years ago.
It might have been.
No, it was last
it was
year.
actually Dollop. I was supposed to be on this podcast, but I wasn't here, and I can't remember who won. So
I got you
bring
tickets
nothing
to
to this. Yeah, no, I bring nothing to this conversation. I was about to be like, and Sydney won. So, but I don't remember.
I think, these are really hard.
Because Sydney were they weren't bad against us, and they were just so inaccurate.
Yeah, I think Sydney at home are a different kettle of
Beast.
fish, different beast. I'm going to tip Sydney at home because Carlton away is also a different beast.
Yeah, I would go Sydney here.
Yeah, Carlton only have one more win than Sydney, so I feel like they're similar formish. So let's go Sydney.
3 Sydney Swans in front of us here. And then on Nam MCG down by Birangma, Collingwood taking on Kawana, which is the Crows.
This is also
formerly
a
Adelaide.
good one.
Oh, this is a
The
great game.
best attack against the best defense.
I like the Crows fans are very revved up for this. Like they're real. I think these two teams in particular have their last few games. I wish I could get the data up as soon as possible. I'm looking at Paddy. I believe every time they've played, it's a very close margin in them together. Very, very close. And I think Crows hate Collingwood, and I think Collingwood don't know Crows exist at the moment. But I might tip Crows for this one actually.
So I hear Darcy Moore is going to be out. That's the rumor. And but then all the other guys are coming back. All the other old brigade.
They get
Oh yes. And they're going to be rested.
Myercheck. So yeah, that is interesting because it's like you're almost trading Darcy Moore for Pendlebury, Maynard, and Myercheck, which you would take every day of the week.
Yeah.
So. We've got some data here.
What's the
Paddy
data,
wants
Pat?
to say something.
Data
Getting confident with
report.
that mic. He's like, give me that mic.
Give me that mic. So of their last 6 games between Kawana and Collingwood, 5 of them have been decided by 5 points or fewer. The outlier was a 7-goal win for the Magpies at the MCG in 2022. For $1, when was the last time that the Crows beat the Magpies?
2023.
2016.
Oh yuck.
Yeah, so there's tension building. Well done,
Rest
Paddy.
in
That's
Well
peace.
done. That's great.
Kawana, I reckon.
I think.
Did you say 2016?
Yeah.
So when they were good.
That's 9
They
years
were
ago.
They were in power stance.
Yeah, power
Yeah, that was on when they were good. I was 25.
Yeah, wow.
No, I was 27.
Yeah.
I was
9 years ago.
no. I'm 6 years younger than you, so I'm 20. I was
No, we're the same age. I think.
15.
No, Paddy.
was
No,
still
you
in-
weren't.
Paddy was 15.
Paddy was still in diapers, though, yeah?
But he knew that the Crows would be the last time they would win. But I think this is my roughy tip. I think that
Kawana.
I think Kawana.
I think Collingwood.
I think Kawana.
Yeah, good stuff, Marns. And then the next game is at Adelaide Oval on Garner Country. Yatapulti Power taking on Geelong Cats. Geelong by 1,000,000 points. I'm sorry, Tom.
Yeah, but actually, no. This I was gonna say the Power are really good at coming back really strong when they get defeated by a lot.
was a good
but
game last week.
didn't they before the showdown? They got belted, didn't they? And then so they were supposed to come back.
No, they're
last
coming
week.
off 2 losses and then 3 wins, I think. So, according to the form guide. So, I'm not sure, but they were a lot better last week at least.
Yeah, the showdown was so fun. It was so fun.
When you scratch a scratch, the more it itches, man. You just remember that.
Him with he's been talking about parables all week as well, when he's really sort of doing analogies. But a parable is like, if he was like, a boy lives in a town and every day he goes to the well and takes water from the well. One day he puts a rock in it's
I'm sort of talking about a synonym of a sentence.
and a simile.
Yeah, maybe. You know when you get an itch and you scratch?
That's
Yeah.
an analogy.
Yeah, analogy.
An idiom? Isn't it an idiom?
Yeah. I'm tipping a Yarraputi for sure.
He loves his
because
power.
he keeps itching the scratch. You know what I
Stop
mean?
talking.
Now I'm itchy. No.
It would be scratching
and I'm
the
gonna
itch.
be more itchy because I'm scratching it.
Because he keeps itching, so I
Stop
keep
talking
scratching.
about itching.
This is going to be
Oh
my
my
north.
I'm tipping Geelong.
Tips north all year.
I'm tipping Geelong.
Nah, Yarraputi.
GWS versus Walyalup at NG Stadium. I'm not confident enough to say on what nation that is, but so I'm not going to say. So I'm going to say Walyalup versus GWS. GWS, the mojo's back.
Yeah, yeah.
The mojo
GWS.
is back. That was such a good win.
And
What,
Freo
Jesse
are
Hogan got
tepid.
7?
Yeah.
7.
that right? Yeah.
He's
7
an
goals.
absolute freak.
Yeah.
Absolute freak. They got their mojo back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Giants.
Fremantle are tepid. That's a good
Walyalup.
word.
Ooh.
Walyalup at tepid.
Walyalup are tepid, so I'm going Giants.
Herrick.
Tepid's a good word.
Yeah, thank you.
Just on,
I like it.
do you know how many people I've seen say flake mantle? And Tom made that
I
up.
invented it, obviously.
Are you annoyed about it?
No, I love it, but I just wish they would give credit. You know, like every time someone says flake mantle, they should say brought to
Yeah.
you by the Footy with Broden.
Can't wait till Goji does his song about flake mantle. We'll get into that in another day.
Little preview, yep.
Saturday, Marvel Stadium, which is still Nam, we're Undry country. Western Bulldogs taking on Essendon.
There's going to be a mauling at Marvel.
Mauling
That's
at,
my headline ready to go.
Yeah, I love
mauling at Marvel Stadium.
That's
And
really good, man.
I think
Well,
Doggy-
I actually can't because at the ABC we have to say Docklands.
that. Oh, yeah, of course.
mauling at Docklands. A destruction at Docklands.
But that doesn't play on them being dogs.
A doggin at Docklands.
Dogged at
A
Docklands.
dog's breakfast. Essendon dog's breakfast at Docklands.
I love it.
Doglands.
Yeah, I actually am so mad that the Moondog Brewery at Docklands is called Doglands. It's so confusing.
Bulldoglands.
Where do you want to meet? Doglands? Yeah, we're going to Docklands. Yeah, but let's go to Doglands. It's so frustrating.
Bulldogs.
Yeah, Tom?
I just want to ask, mate, a quick question. I'm so sorry, bro.
No worries.
Can we start referring to you as the the chief sports reporter for the Footy with Broden Kelly?
Yeah, you can.
Chief Sports Reporter. Can you say earlier in the year you said that I should ask the AFL for accreditation?
Yeah, I did. And you didn't do
I'm
it.
afraid.
You should just email.
That was Marnie Vinyl, the chief sports reporter for the Footy with Broden Kelly.
Chief Sports Reporter, yeah. Crossing live to the other side of the table, Chief Sports Reporter. Oh, yeah, you're so the Chief Sports Reporter. What does that make you?
I don't know. Some idiot.
And some idiot Tom. I'm like,
Some idiot over here.
Analysis.
Yes, analysis. No, but now Paddy's up in my grill with real analysis.
it's true. He's wearing a tie with a fleece jumper. Then Sunday, MCG, Richmond versus North Melbourne. There's a run of these weird little games.
I like this game a lot. I think North get it done, but like Tigers have definitely been really good this year when we thought they would never win a game again. So it
Really
could be,
good is the stretch, but
Oh, well, they beat Suns, who are flag favourites.
That's true. They beat West Coast, who won the flag in 2018,
That's true.
they beat
Marnie.
Carlton.
who have not won a flag since the Keating eras, the Paul
No,
Keating.
like it's been sick watching Richmond, especially because everyone's like, lock them in for wooden spoon. Never
Yes.
been more sure of anything before. And to see them already on 3 wins, potentially 4 by the time we're recording next week, that's so exciting.
I think Richmond, tip against Richmond at your own peril, I think.
Yeah.
Well, North drew with the reigning premiers last week.
Yeah, I think that may be an emotional
In Tassie.
taxing.
You're right, yeah.
I'm tipping Richmond.
I'll tip North.
I'm tipping North. I think North get it done.
Now, be gentle with me here, folks. At the Gabba, which is on Turrbal Newgara country, Brisbane Lions taking on Nam Demons. 2% of people are tipping the Demons.
They're going to be
Nine.
so upset, Broden,
Why?
because they lost to North last week in the sense that they didn't win against North. So
Yes, that's true.
they're going to be very upset.
I think you'd be a mad person to tip Melbourne or Nam.
They're going to want to beat you mercilessly.
I would say opt in if you're tipping the Ds. Exactly. No one's tipping the Ds. We can happily move on.
Yeah,
You must be happy though at the turnaround. Like things were looking pretty grim earlier.
I think if I'm getting to the Ds, I think they've genuinely changed the game plan and we're doing a little rebuild on the run. And we've when I think about how good Harvey Langford is, like as good, better than I think he could be better than Oliver and Petrarca as a midfielder in a few years' time. We've got so many good guns coming through that I'm like, if they're being taught by this generation to want a flag, like this is fantastic. So it's a good year to watch. But we will get pumped mercilessly at the Gabba. Yeah.
If they didn't lose last week in the sense that they drew with North Melbourne, I would give you half a chance, but I just think they'll have just gone to work this week.
No, I think so too. Optus Stadium, Woolwich Murrawa Eagles, so West Coast usually, versus Euro Urok, which is the Saints, at Optus Stadium at 4:40 our time. It is going to be the most unwatchable game of sport ever played in the history of sport.
Yeah.
I'm tipping Saints.
I just have this feeling that the Saints won't show up, Brad. Wow. That York will not show up is my vibe.
Yep. Okay, tip them at your will. But I think the Saints have got this.
Yeah. Pretty, oh my God, it's just so disheartening for poor Eagles fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They will win at some point this year. It always happens.
I think it's this week. I think the Saints are just the worst. I think Eagles.
Wow. Yeah, they could win this week. Like, this is a general snifter. I mean, Ross Lyons.
Saints are like.
I know what the Saints are like.
Yeah, they don't show up every now and then.
Yeah, but they're good. Like, they're well coached and everything, I think. Are you tipping Saints?
Yep.
Well said. All right, that's our tips for everyone. Anyone have any final thoughts on tipping? I've got some thoughts I'd like to say about the NBA.
I have some thoughts I'd like to say about rugby league.
Okay, go. Give me some league stuff.
Oh, just that it's it's state v state.
Is it
mate v mate?
Men's?
No, women's second game. So New South Wales won the first game.
I was up there.
We
Magic
win the
round.
second. It's ours.
Can I tell you about Magic Round? I really haven't done a real breakdown on Magic Round.
Sure.
So I was in a hotel filled with men in jerseys. And when I went to breakfast, there was like the room was filled with men who didn't have anything to say to each other, just sort of sitting there quietly going, "Come on, this will be a good game later." The vibes were off.
Yeah.
But that game, I know it was the Thursday night year of Magic Round, I believe. New South Wales predominantly, are they confidently better than Queensland in the women's?
I'm so sorry. My short-circuited. Say that again.
In the league,
Yeah.
Queensland versus New South Wales is North New South Wales, North New South Wales, which is Queensland.
Yeah.
Is Queensland worse than New South Wales comprehensively?
In the men's or the women's?
Women's.
No. It's been pretty the Queensland won it last year, but New South Wales had won the opening game.
Okay, right. So we could say it's a spicy sort of back and forth.
Yes, it is. And added drama because so in the opening round, one of the players complained of eye gouging by the obviously opposition, who is her really good friend, because it's what you get when you get state v state, mate v mate. You're playing with your mates and against your mates. And so anyway, so there's some added drama and spice.
There's talk that next year there's going to be a state of origin in the men's. West Coast versus Victoria.
I thought you meant for league. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, next year they're talking about Queensland versus New South Wales playing each other in rugby league.
Okay.
But also
Mitchell.
In the AFL,
yeah,
they're talking about West Coast versus Victoria.
That sounds...
That's the two strongest teams, I think it would be.
Can we just get an AFLW fixture?
Yeah, no, they've got to organise next year's State of Origin. You've got to get your priorities right, Marnie. I think, yeah, like if you're innovation with the W, I really want to see that in international rules that would actually go the heck off.
Same. It would be so fun. Also, Sarah Rowe plays for Collingwood. She is in the A-League Women's Grand Final this Sunday for the Mariners. So she has a grand final on Sunday and then starts pre-season with Collingwood on Monday. Impressive woman.
Yeah, that's a lot of protein. You got to drink a lot of protein, get into those recovery labs.
And she's Irish, so she'll also be doing the international rules.
Oh, I love the Irish. Congratulations to her. Who's the Irish player, the defender for Crows, who went back with the pack to save the game for the Crows the other night?
Oh, Mark
Keane. Holy hell.
His interview was so good.
Yeah.
He said footy 48 times.
I know.
Well, he's
but
like,
so earnestly, so seriously.
Did he ever say Gaelic footy? No?
No.
Yeah, well, thank God. Any last thoughts? I want to give you the room to speak openly and honestly about Doctor Who this week.
Okay. No, I won't.
You can about your silly...
I'm enjoying a lot of people finding this out. Even just someone being like, oh, she actually is a Whovian. I was like, yeah, I wasn't lying.
Does he get a magic wand or something?
Well, no, it's a sonic screwdriver. But in this, so we've got the 15th Doctor is Ncuti Gatwa, and he's just more of a remote than a screwdriver, even though he's still calling it a screwdriver. But a lot of fans think that they're phasing it out because he had it in his first season, but he hasn't really used it at all in this season.
A remote?
It looks like a little Apple remote.
Right, like a silver little situation.
Yeah.
And they replaced the magic wand.
And that calls the telephone
It's not a
box
magic
up.
wand, it's a sonic screwdriver.
Yeah.
But what's
It doesn't work on wood.
It calls the telephone box for them to jump into.
Are you joking? That's not what it does.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
What does it do?
You're riling me up.
Never. No, I've pitched to Broden we should put the Doctor Who content behind the paywall. So stay tuned.
Ooh, Oh, yeah, do a Patreon and it's just me.
That's literally what I pitched to Broden. I was like, let's start a Patreon and Marnie can do a Doctor Who pod every week.
Okay, here we go. Well, actually, we can't because now that Doctor Who's on Disney, there's only 8 episodes.
Oh.
How shitty is that?
Are they good though? How many did there used to be?
So my hot take that is not just mine, I think a lot of people share this, is like it used to be so like grungy. Like it was so like made by the BBC and it was so low production and quite clearly low budget. I mean, like their biggest enemies are literally salt and pepper shakers upside down with like a fucking whisk. Like it's not, it's supposed to be low budget, but now that Disney owns it, it's like so high production and it's too polished.
You don't like Doctor Who anymore?
I love Doctor Who, but I would prefer they do 20 episodes a year and it's grungy and working class feel to it than they have 8 episodes that are just like Marvel feel.
I don't know if you know this. Disney ruined everything.
Yes.
They ruined superheroes. They ruined Space Jam. Space Wars. What's it called?
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Space Wars.
Space
I mean,
Jam with
similar,
Darth Vader.
similar.
They ruined Mickey Mouse. I used to love him.
Yeah, so did I. Then he went woke.
Their Disneylands have gotten better. Worse. Mark, Zach, and I go to all the Disneylands every time. Did you know that?
fun.
It's a little fun fact about the 3 of us. Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know what to say more about this Doctor Who, but I hope you're enjoying it.
I'm going to say, can I air one grievance? And I feel bad for doing this because this is to my friend that listens to this podcast. But so last night at trivia, I was like, I've got the sports questions and I don't usually because
give us some.
if they're like cricket, especially if they're like cricket and history, it's going over my head. The
Same.
question was, what were the 2 first EPL clubs to be owned by American companies? And I said Liverpool and Man United. And then my friend comes and he changes Man United to Leeds United without even asking or saying anything.
God.
And so when they're reading out the answers, I'm like, yeah, I got them right. And he's like, oh, no, I changed Man United to Leeds United. I was
Name and
like, why
shame.
wouldn't you just fucking trust me? I'm the sports reporter of the group.
Yeah.
Name and shame.
No, but he listens, and and then he flew to Spain, and
Today?
so he said he would buy me something from Spain just to
that's
make it up
nice.
for me.
He
No,
did such
after
a
trivia.
bad job. He flew to Spain.
Yeah, I was like, see ya, I'm out of here.
Never doubt the chief sports reporter for the Footy with Broden Kelly. That's what I've
Literally.
always said.
You've reminded me we need to also some news is that Wrexham's coming to Melbourne. So Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney in his team.
Do you care?
Yeah, I watched that
Yeah.
show.
Okay.
And they've
such a
been,
good
it's,
doco.
and
Yeah.
they've been upgraded 4 times. They're in the year League One now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
going into League One.
But they're going to play.
Get Ryan Reynolds in the show.
I'll DM him. Or Blake Lively. I'll email them both. They're playing Melbourne Victory at Marvel, which will be potentially the worst game of football ever played. But I might go. It'll be fun. But we should get out of here.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marnie, for the news.
Thank you. Oh.
They are shaking hands podcast.
I just put my gesture out to Marnie. She went to grab my hand.
And then you recoiled.
Your hands
because
are
I went to shake your hand.
Your hands are deathly cold to the touch.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yours are quite clammy.
My hands are clapped. It's called blood circulation,
the
Marnie.
clammy Broden hands.
No.
Baby thrown. Clammy hands.
All right, fuck you both. Thanks for coming, Tom.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, Marnie. Bounce the pill. And thanks, everyone, for listening. Hey, let's all just do me a favour. Let's not make me clammy hand, man. Hey, we should move on
It's
from
clammy
that.
hand Broden.
Not clammy
Oh,
hand.
Broden clammy hand is funny. It's like a nick, like how last names evolve over time.
Yeah, clammy hand.
Yeah, Broden clammy hand.
You can feel my hand. They are not clammy. Clammy suggests wetness.
Yeah, that's
Your
right.
hands are wet with coldness. You're clammy cold.
You're clammy cold. Marnie clammy cold vinyl.
That's what you are.
Marnie met my daughter the other day too.
Very sweet.
Review?
Very
Any
cute.
review?
Yeah, review. What did you think of her? She's cute and she's well behaved.
So cute.
I'm not seeing her for weeks.
I know you don't bother to pop around.
I popped
Do you want
around.
me to
Marnie pops around.
Who?
Yeah. Oh,
Marnie Ubered all the way, you know?
Oh, they are
and
clammy.
the stain completely came out of my jumper.
Amazing.
Yeah, genuinely.
Feel my fucking hand.
I don't want to.
Feel it again. That's not clammy.
It's a little clammy.
Fuck are you talking about? Feel my hand. You're clammy.
I
That's a
actually am
clammy hand.
I'm a
You
bit
think my
clammy.
hand's clammy?
That's why I used to going on about how cold it is. I'm sweating over here. It's hot. I'm hot, you know?
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I'm under the
I'm
You're
just
in
hot wired.
You're streamlined.
But this is Braden always teases me about it. When it gets cold, I'm always the hottest in the room, but then I get the coldest in the room as well.
Yeah, he walk around like New York and minus 10 degrees. Like, oh, his shorts and t-shirt.
It's true.
All right, I've got to go to dinner.
Got to go to dinner.
I'm with these clammy hands of mine.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone so much for watching.
Thank you.
We'll catch you whenever.
Love you. Bye.
Bounce said pill.